just Daniel 1 year older. Perhaps he was 16, let's say, if he was 15 when he came. I'm just picking that number. So now he's 16. He's a sophomore in college, right? It's his second year at college. And the situation is Nebuchadnezzar has a dream. The wise men, who would have been, let's say, Daniel's professors, right? Because he was being trained to be a wise man. So here are the smart guys of the town, the professor of the university, couldn't interpret it. And all of them are going to be put to death, including the students, evidently, because of it. And one of their arguments, verse 11 of chapter 2, is this. They say to the king, the thing which the king demands is difficult, and there's no one else who could declare it to the king except gods whose dwelling place is not with mortal flesh. So what's going to happen in chapter 2 is it's going to be seen that Daniel's God is different than those gods. See, their gods are way out there. They don't dwell with humans. They don't dwell with flesh. They're not really available, are they? But Daniel's God is available. So when Daniel gets news of this, what's Daniel going to do? He's going to flip out. He's going to run and hide. You know, what is he going to do? What do godly people do in times of danger?
Pray.
Amen. They pray. That's what you do. It's a time of crisis. May the Lord help me be like that. Faithful comes from the word faith, right? Faith is this idea that I believe God. I trust God. I see God as real by faith, by the eyes of faith, not by physical eyes, but I see him by faith, and so that I act accordingly. A crisis comes, what am I going to do? I'm going to pray. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pray. So that's what he does. When he hears about it, he gets his friends together, verse 16, 17, 18, and they're going to, verse 18, request compassion from the God of heaven. The God of heaven. And the God of heaven comes through, doesn't he? The God of heaven makes known to Daniel the vision, verse 19. Then Daniel goes and tells it to the king, that the God of heaven has made it known to me. But notice verse 30. But as for me, this secret has not been revealed to me for any wisdom residing in me, more than in any other living person. So notice how Daniel says, it's not because I'm some super smart person or something. I'm not taking any credit for this. Give all the credit to the God of heaven.
Amen.
The true God. He's the God that revealed this to me. One of the things that, as I've meditated on this through the years, that really caught my attention is this. God came up with the idea, if you will. God decided, I'm going to give a dream to Nebuchadnezzar in Daniel's second year there. He had his people in place. God did. He had his people in place. Man, it was so scary though, wasn't it? To think of being Daniel and his friends and your God's people in place. Would God do that with his people? Put them in such a time of crisis? Apparently, because he knew they would stand with him. He knew they'd be faithful. They'd be able to be a testimony for him in a unique way, a unique opportunity. You know, not only is the world in rebellion, but the world is also dull. They don't have a clue, right? They're out of touch with the real God. They're dull to that reality. And so here the Lord sets up a situation where that reality is just going to come blazing through. That there's a God in heaven. I love that phrase. Daniel says, well, there's a God in heaven. You didn't know that, but I know that. There's a God in heaven who reveals secrets. I'm going to go talk to him. Amen. I'm going to go request of my God that he would give me understanding, because I need it, evidently. I need that understanding from God.